Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Colony Drop Cosplay is proud to bring you Robot Rumbles! And today it's a game that I have old classic history with. Look at that classic logo. Look at all them copyrights. Respect the copyrights. Super Robot Wars Alpha Gaiden on the PlayStation 1. Fully translated like a boss. So, before we might let this run a little bit. Hopefully I don't catch no copyrights for that. We'll see how that goes. But I digress. This was the very first Super Robot Wars game that I played. And it's really what got me started on giant robots. Long before I was really watching Gundam on TV. You know, it was just like, hey, my friends, you like Final Fantasy Tactics? Try this game. It's got giant robots. You know Gundam. You know Evangelion. Check this out. And here we are some umpteen years later, and I am the most hyped for X. I am freshly off Robot Wars V and the Royal Rumble, if that gives you a time frame on our recording. But for now, we're going to get this party started. Come on, misses. There we go. Skip that, skip that. Bam! Back to that menu. Yes! Press any button. This is a brand new fresh start, fully translated patch. I'm not going to tell you where to find that. Y'all are smart enough to get that all by your lonesome. Please support the official release. I'm going to read this off to you if I can. New Western Calendar, year 187, December. It's been several months since the finale of what would later be referred to as the Balmar War. While the Earth was saved from great danger thanks to the Londo Bell and SDF forces, this came at a heavy price. The shockwave generated by an ultra-gravitational collapse during the Balmar War's final battle would reach the Earth in 6 months' time, doing massive damage to both the colonies and the Earth's surface, collectively known as the Earth Sphere. However, this information was suppressed by the Titans, who dissolved the SDF and Londo Bell forces and ensured that most people would never find out the truth. Look at that boy Macross in the back. Stage 1, War, again. Now, in advance, I do apologize if the volume of me talking and the volume of the game aren't on the same level. What I hear, what you hear, could be different, but we'll learn this in due time. We'll perfect this as it goes. Perfection is to be strived for. Mission. That's the Titans. Father and Hayato are out of all the times to... How'd they manage to reach here through all of the Far East defenses? To the new St01 Research Lab. This is Lieutenant Junior Grade Jared Mesa of the Titans. Disarm immediately and stand down, otherwise the Titans will open fire. What? Stand down for the Titans? That's right. Give up the lab and Shin get a robo to us immediately. What? What do you plan to do with Shin get a robo when you get it? You guys ought to know the answer to that. We'll use Getter and Project Aegis over the DC Japan branch. What'd you say? How could they know about all that? Guess that's only natural. We've watched over Asia since the Balmar War. Could they have let us set Project Aegis so they could do this? Musashi, Benkei, we sortie. There's no reason for us to hand ourselves over. Yeah, they think we'll just let them waltz in like they own the place? And we are first sortied. Guess that means they'll defy us after all. And won't any of you ruin the peace that we fought so hard to win? Peace? You think the world is at peace right now? Have you, the SDF, and Londobel all forgotten what you caused last time? Good grief, this voice acting is going to be terrible for me while I'm still covering up the cold. The gravitational shockwave you all caused will reach the Earth soon. Thanks to that, there could be huge consequences. In short, you went too far. Shut up. If we hadn't, the Earth would have been destroyed right now. Big talk from some guy who didn't do a thing before. I'm not going to be consistent with these voices at all. I do apologize. I might just read these with some emphasis. Here we go. But we, Titans, were the ones to keep the peace after the war. Because of that, Shockwave protecting the Earth is impossible. Quiet! Project Aegis is in its final stages. It can stop the ultra-gravity wave. Do you intend to hinder that? Right now, we should all be... I told you! We want to execute that project on our own terms. Since the Titans have not only the Far East space in DC, Japan, but the Earth. What? Rio, what he's saying might be true. The Federation's Far East space and the photonic lens are also under attack. What'd you say? And what about DC Japan where Dr. St01 and Hayato are? It's just a matter of time until the Titans have control of Japan. Disarm! Ellipsis. You think we're giving it that kind of threat? There are tons of super robots besides ours in Japan. It's not going to be that easy. Ellipsis. Very well, then we'll take the new St01 lab by force. Musashi, Benkei, don't let the enemy get to the new St01 lab. Yeah, I know. Ellipsis. Alright, and for what little it's worth, without explaining how the game plays, after I just said that I was about to, in regards to skill points, since I am a terrible, massive, utterly horrible save scummer, I will get skill points to the best of my ability, considering such. I don't particularly care to save and reload on a constant basis, but I am gonna, hopefully that's the right button. No, you'll see that there for a second. This is fine. I forget which button, I'll figure it out later. I just wanted to, no. Here we go. Here's our save state. And basically, my habit may or may not be to avoid as many ally destruction as possible, obtain as many skill points as possible, without save scumming like a chump. I'll save at critical times. But in the meantime, let's mission. Defend the St01 lab and wipe out all enemies. Defeat as any enemy touches the lab or any of our allies are destroyed. The lab are these four, and you can barely tell. I will try to point this out maybe in editing. There are 4 elevated points here, but we've got a wave of guys here, and these jumps over here, I think will be just fine. Now, I've played this stage several times in attempts and desires to replay this game on my own time, in my own terms. But I never get past stage 7, stage 8 before I get sidelined with some other project, another video game, life. And having just come off of Robot Wars V, good grief, this is going to be so hard to roll back. There's minimal button shortcuts. We'll go ahead and watch a few animations now and again. You know, new attacks. After that delicious little snack. As far as the Poseidon Flyer goes, its weapons are exactly the same as the dragon, so we're not going to watch that at all. Let that play out. Unfortunately, there's also not a fast forward button for any of this kind of stuff. So even skipping animation is going to take a good long while. Oh, still get a dragon, missiles. Now, unlike present day games, this classic one right here does have a skill point system that alters the difficulty of the game. However, they are utterly unlisted even after you've achieved them. For stage 1, our objective is to kill them all, which is more or less the decision we're about to make. Oh, I missed a line there. It's fine. Musashi, what's wrong? If you space out on us, you'll get shot down. Ryo, Benkei, you guys go join Professor and Hayato at DC's Japan branch. What do you say, Musashi? That means they would occupy the lab. If something happens to DC Japan, Project Aegis might stop Shockwave, blah blah. I also have a stammering problem. So, I'll do something about this place. You two head for DC Japan. Don't overdo it, Musashi. What do you think you could do by yourself, piloting a Getter robot all one man? Without Hayato here, you can't combine it together. I'll surrender to buy you time. Surrender? To the Titans? Don't be ridiculous, Musashi. But look, the Titans are after the lab and should get a robo, right? They'll be unable to unseal it from underground. It'll just buy us more time. So you guys can worry about protecting DC Japan. Ellipsis. I'm telling you, get going! That project fails, we're screwed either way! I may not be that bright, but even I can get that much. Musashi. Musashi is right. They shouldn't attack the lab itself. So go join Father at DC Japan. You can't let the Titans take it over. What do I do? And here's actually the determining factor of the skill point. We can cut and run like a bunch of chumps, or we can stay here and do what's right. Clearly, there's no option. No, we can't abandon you or Mishuru just to flee to the DC Japan branch. Ryo! Judo and Banjo and the others are there. They won't give in so easily. Plus, I won't tolerate any more of the Titans' oppression. That's right, we'll protect the lab ourselves. Ryo, Benkei. Alright, also enemy reinforcements are on the way. Be careful. Roger. Benkei, Musashi, concentrate on defending the lab. Which I'm doing quite fine over here for the time being. However, because I know things. Actually, terrain. I'm gonna send Musashi over yonder. Nope. What are our spirits? Guts and spirit. Controls. Vigor and strike, which we don't need either of those at this juncture. Oh, good, I can use shoulder buttons to cycle. Destroy this Marasai. This game doesn't really allow overkill unless you go into the cutscenes. You'll see the true number, but on the field map here, you'll more or less just get your flat value of what damage you did. No, no! Yes. This is also a problem because you can't preview an enemy's hit points until you're right on top of it. What I think I want to do is, just because I can, this is probably really dumb, but we'll be fine. This will be fun. Go ahead and watch this cheesy little attack right here. Get that theme song change here for a second. Gives me some time to refresh my throat. Vulcan cannon fire. And a critical on some Vulcans. Who said Vulcans were useless? They teach us to live long and prosper. And they shoot down missiles. But that's the end of that turn. Nothing more I can do. Just end the turn. Now, a lot of this will be kind of... I'll try to keep it interesting, but there is a lot of downtime that I may not have much to say. So, they've come. They can still send in more reinforcements. Guys, don't lower your guard yet. Oh, not yet. Okay. And they still won't come for us. And that is kind of my mistake there, but I think we'll be alright. What do we get over here? I'm going to go with the missile machine gun. It saves on energy, and we'll watch it. Now, typically, in your Getter Robo, it's 3-man band. Takes all 3 men to pilot, but this ZEON Getter Dragon is a unique 1-man machine. I have never properly watched Getter Robo. I've seen new Getter Robo. Used to have the discs, gave those away a while back. But I know Getter Robo through Robot Wars. So colorful. It's like fireworks. And unfortunately, once you're in a cutscene, you can't skip them. We'll be alright though. Alright. This turn, next turn, next turn. I'm gonna fly your boy back this way. And both haven't been hit, so it doesn't really matter. Alpha Gaiden here is also rather unique in my experience, and I've only played a large handful of the games that you get to control individual machines as a, you know, rather than only the entire robot. We'll see in upcoming stages that it gets quite a bit messy, and further down the way, it gets quite exploitive. But since all of these are ground type units, they are not likely to get where they need to go without getting shot down in the next turn. We'll go ahead and watch this because these are the first time we see these robots. And probably the only time we'll ever see these robots proper. It's our turn. This up here, up in your top right, got your turns, how much money you've earned on this stage. That may be cumulative in later stages, and mastery is the aforementioned skill points. The letter there is a representative of your difficulty. Right now we're on normal, because that's how your game starts. And the more or less skill points you obtain, that will vary your difficulty, which I believe it doesn't change enemy levels, but it might give them in-game upgrades. I've never done the research on this, but that seems to make the most sense. Higher defense, higher evade, all the stuff that you would pay for on your regular machines. More reinforcements? And that's a ZEON model Zimmel! They did gather arms after the war. Zammels ain't nothing to with. Well, he can't get anywhere. He gotta hold 2 spaces. You gotta hold 2 spaces. That terrain, though. We got an energy point back. I'm gonna go ahead with this getter beam. Ideally, this should one-shot, especially if it criticals. And I have a terrain advantage. I have the high ground. Didn't even say the line. I guess that's Ryoma's line. Skadoosh! Alrighty. And he'll do the same. We will use the machine. Dang it! And this is most certainly one of the larger issues in the game. Let's see if I recall... Oh no. Don't do that. That was a mute. One of these button combinations is a fast forward setting, but I think we'll be alright. Use the fireworks. Dang, almost. This is fun. Sound like it said Mazinger. Irrelevant right now. Here goes Zammel. And a couple of Bylants, piloted by nobodies and nothings. However, fortunately, we also get reinforcements. So the Titans really have reached as far as here. Ellipsis. Are those people trying to start another war, even with the alien threat gone? Judging from their not attacking the St01 lab, they might want Shingetter. Oh, that was a chick. I forgot about that. Yes, like Lady Une said, they must want to start Project Aegis by themselves. Zeta Gundam and Victory Gundam? Could that be Camille and Uso? I'm Camille Bidano, the Preventers. We'll be your support from here on. Preventers? Not the Londo Bill? Let's go, Uso. Hi. Camille Bidano. I'd heard you'd gone missing along with Zeta, but look who we have here. The Cuppa haters? Cuppa haters? So, well, first let's handle more important matters. How far can I get and delete you? 1, 2, 3 spaces away. Actually, what I think I'm doing go ahead and fly. Get our 3 spaces away. Get her tomahawk. Boom it on. I don't think he says the line. It's not as good. That's a hit. Delete. And he levels up. What a sham. As for y'all, okay, they're all these 2 are the ones that need to go. Oh, here's what we'll do. We will waste all that movement. Sure hit. Ryoma levels up. This is important. This is fine. Okay, and over here we have St01. V-Dash Gundam. Pilot stats. Evan, it's not clear. We might talk about stats later on. Finesse. Kills. These are actually stats that I don't know. "109 kills. That's no. 98 kills. "97 kills. 106. Is this some kind of weird carryover from Alpha Gaiden? Or is this something that happened in the patch? This is actually bizarre. I never bothered to stop and check stats. I'm a fool and I tend to not play checking stats other than the ones that matter the most. But I digress. The V-Dash Gundam has terrible weapons. Its strongest attack is asking for death. The rest of these are just fine. 8-prong beam saber, that's kind of silly sounding thing, but I technical stats. Spirits. It's 2 pilots. We've got Uso himself, Focus, Mercy, which is fine. Haro, which scan doesn't really help you in these earlier games. That's why it has a cost of 1. It just really shows you the enemy's hit points. Kind of allows you to look at their stats if you have attacked them once already. Guts is fine. I thought one of these. Alert, which is great, and Luck, which is also great early on. Just a shame that a very weak unit has that. Alert and Focus. The Zeta Gundam here. Let me show it off real quick. He's good weapons. He has good stats. And he has the ability to transform, which otherwise he would be landlocked. And we need to get over to these guys before they get far too close to the lab itself. Because once they contact the lab, that's when we have problems. Otherwise, we're fine. Uso, what I'm actually going to do is send Uso forward because they haven't moved yet. And they should start moving soon once he's gone. Over here, we've got the white arc, not white base. I learned this back when I watched Victory Gundam itself. Marbet, she's alright. She's decent. Her name's kind of silly. Good support character though. The unit is kind of trash, but it has the all-important repair device. It can move and heal your allies or replenish. If it doesn't move, it can resupply, which I've never been a fan of, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It just doesn't get to move. You have to place your dudes proper. That's gonna be the end of this turn. See, as expected. Let me start moving forward. He's not going anywhere, but I guess he's also not attacking. The Zamel is way out of range. Even a 7 is like, we're gonna go ahead and watch it. Your other options besides countering, you have your defense option, which will reduce the damage by a more or less set amount. Your evade kind of cuts their accuracy in half, but that becomes less and less of a half situation as the game goes on. I'm going to go on the good graces of a 37% and hope I don't get hit. And we get to jam out. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Sing along if you know the words, 'cause I don't. Can't help but kind of jam along with the song. And I moved him just into range. He moves into range. Now this, we're at a good old point blank. We're going to smash the heck out of him. We're going to eat this hit, but he's going to eat ours. It's going to be delicious. Muy delicioso. Stand up to the victory. Each donamos are sempre united. Oh, dang! I barely took any damage on that. Maybe it's a tank. Hadouken! Oh! Oh! Oh, would you look at that though? Get in there! Alright, that's the end of that. Now, had I cast Fortune, I could have gotten double money off of that. But, where this goes from here, find out next time on Robot Rumbles with Colony Drop Cosplay. It's your boy, Zappa. See you next time.